Hi, darlings. Cat, my, Mr. Bowles, you're faster than I am in saying hello to everyone. Stop that. He's really active today. Hi, Optic. Hey, Titel Musik. Hey, Cat. Hey, Kate. Thank you for the huggies, Kachima. I appreciate that. And hey to you as well. How are you all? So today we're gonna do a little reading streams. You already know that. You guys unlocked it during my supperton. Currently I think it will take probably around 1.5 to 2 hours. Maybe we go to with some Phasmo afterwards. That depends how long I take with all the reading that I got today for you. The wonderful Titel Musik and also Spark, one of our newest community members actually, gave us the rights to read their stories today. The mic is a little weird. It's like always. I didn't change anything. It sounds weird. Wait, let me replug it. Is it better now? Yes, it's okay. I just plugged it in again. I thought it was my headphones. Sounds good so far. Okay. Then we're happy again. Magic. The magic of replugging stuff. Yeah, maybe because my... What the hell are you doing over there? Okay, good talk. Maybe it was because my PC was on the whole day, because I was working the whole day on streaming stuff. What was that? Don't even ask. Kitties go Tsum Tsum? Yes. How are you today, Rosie? I'm okay at the moment. Hi, Whiskey, darling. I hope you're good. A kitty fall down? Oh no, they didn't fall down. They just did shit. So like always. To the stories we're reading today, I tried to put also together some information about the characters, if I could find some information about the characters. So sometimes it was not able to, or some of them, like the first story reading, only having OCs, so obviously we can't really talk about them beforehand. I can't show you pictures about them, but yeah, most of the stories today are Genshin Impact related actually. I'm opening also a new Mogo Mogo because I still have one flavor that I didn't try it and I have at home, and this one is at the grape one. So I hope I don't hate it. Otherwise I cry because the last two weren't that good, so that would be depressing. Nah, crepe is good. Crepe is solid. It's not my favorite, but crepe is solid. The crepe, yes. Yeah, it's solid. That was surprisingly loud. Oh my god! I think I know the issue why it was so loud for you guys, because my mic was loud, so maybe it doubled. Okay. Good talk. I'm awake now. My headset was on 100%. Just want to let you know that Luke and I watch you on my TV. Oh my god! You guys are little stalkers. I hope you have a great evening together, you both. Sorry for not writing much. Gonna test out now Ellen awake too. Have fun with that optic. Oh great. Yeah, it was amazing. Thank you for the headpads, Whiskey. Appreciate it. That's why it was übersteuert. Yes, I think so. Thank you. Lost some cola today, but that's fine. How did you lose cola? But yeah, anyway, before we start, last thing. I also choose the winners of the giveaway. Like, put it in a picker of Twitter. So 4 people won in the giveaway. And today I brought away 3 of the winnings to the post office. So the last one will be the main winner is Optic this time. So, and since I'm meeting him in December, I will give it him personally. He will get personal Wozy delivery. I yeeted it. It yeeted in the car. Oh no! Is it now everything in like your car seats? Kind of. And VIP delivery. Yes. That Milan was a lot better whiskey because it didn't invaded my ears that much. Only one seat, luckily. Okay, that's good. Ailey baby got dirty too, but it took washing machine white and it's fine again. Just be honest. The alien baby just wanted Coca-Cola and you didn't want to give him Coke, so he just took it himself. So, today will be, wait, should I put the notifications, like, wait. Thank you for the head pets, cat. Cotton on your ears. Yeah, I would wish I had cotton on my ears when I got the first jump scare. It was really not good. I wanted to put the alert. Where is it? Pull up. A bit down. Yeah, that's better. No head pet allowed. Head pets are... Why are you like this? Head pets are always allowed. Oh wait, I need to remove the giveaway notification. Let me remove that.
What is wrong with you?
Everything, Luca, you know that. You know me, so you know that everything is wrong with me. Only head pets chat. Okay, we're turning off the notification for the giveaway, and then we're gonna start with the first. You guys going wild with the sound alerts today, huh? Then we're gonna start with the first story. Actually, it's by Title Music. It's one of the older ones. And it's called Today I'm Standing. I hope I didn't make any mistakes while translating it, because it was originally in German, so I need to translate it. I hope I translated 2 stories. I hope I didn't miss any errors, but yeah. Let's take a sippy sip. It will cringe either way since it's an old story. It's not that bad, I think. So yeah. I didn't read enough today, but like, guys, I read today, I think 2 hours loud out because I recorded the creepypasta. So the creepypasta video now is also ready. It will probably go live tomorrow. I'm interested in the fanfiction. Cringe fest activated. Oh, I'm very curious. Much excited. Okay. So, but let's not talk about anything else right now. Let's talk about the first creepypasta. Like I said, this one is a OC based one. So, I will not talk loads about the characters here. I only, went fast over the story when I corrected it a bit when I got it in English. So it's about 2 people. I know, that's a perfect resembling of the characters. So let's just start. Today I'm standing. I remember the day we last saw each other. We had settled on a bench in the park. We talked, ate ice cream together. Neither of us would have known it was our last day together. Together we left the cinema, where we just had to watch the movie. Today was our 5-year anniversary. We had decided to watch a movie and then go to the park for an ice cream. So we went to the park. You held my hand, gently stroked your thumb over my back of my hand, smiled at me. We talked about trivial things on the way to the park. Neither of us had really been interested in subjects. When we arrived at the park, we walked there a little bit, meet people we knew, talked to them briefly, said goodbye, and walked on. Then, after a while, we went to the ice cream parlor in the middle of the park. Got us 2 scoops of ice cream. Yours chocolate and banana. I wanted vanilla and strawberry. With our ice cream in the hand, we sat down on a park bench. We talked a lot, ate our ice cream, kissed. Towards the evening, we went on our way home. On the road, we stopped briefly and looked if there were and looked if a car was coming. Before we crossed the road, we heard a car from the right. There were only seconds when I couldn't realize what was happening. You pushed me back, so I fell to the ground and you hit my head on the pavement. I felt sick when my brain hit the skull. For a few seconds or minutes, my eyes became black and I became unconscious. The last thing I heard was a honking and a crashing. When I regained consciousness, first I saw was the blue light and then unfamiliar faces. A man and a woman. They wore life jackets and talked to me, but I didn't understand them. They had put a bandage on me. They put me on a couch. They strapped me to I can't read. My cat just arrived, I'm sorry. They strapped me on this because I was still too dizzy. Then they carried me into the ambulance. When they drove off again, I passed out again. When I woke up, all I saw was white. White walls, white devices, white tubes attached to my right hand and right arm. An infusion, as far as I could tell. I had a hell of a headache. I put my left hand on my head as I sat down slightly. My body felt strangely numb. They probably gave me painkillers, which made my body feel that way. A nurse came in. She said something about a car accident when I asked her what happened. I swallowed. I asked for you. I didn't want to hear the answer. I knew what she would say. And it was true. You were in a coma. You would probably die. I put a hand over my mouth when I realized how I was screaming. The nurse called a doctor who gave me a strong sedative, which immediately put me to sleep. After a few more hours, I woke up again. My body felt strangely better than I did a few hours ago. I sat down slowly. A nurse came in again. Another one. She asked me how I was doing. I didn't answer. She disappeared for a moment and brought me something to eat. I struggled to choke it down. After that, I asked if I could see you. She nodded and got a wheelchair. She helped me get into this and brought me to the station where you were lying. Only minutes passed before I was with you, but for me, it was hours. I felt sick when I saw you. You had bandages all over your arms, your legs, your head. Under your blanket, you could tell these hoses that were connected to various devices. There was one on your neck too, for the I think that's not white. For the ventilator. I don't think that's good. I only took you and the beeping of the devices was. They showed you still alive, but for how long they could not show. The nurse drove me to your bed. It's white? Okay, good. They showed you still alive, but for how long they could not show. The nurse drove me to your bed and then left the room. She didn't ask if I was related to you. She might have seen the wedding rings. It wasn't 6 months ago. I put a hand on my little round belly. Tears ran down my cheeks. On our wedding day, we found out I was pregnant. I didn't want you to die. You were supposed to stay with me, get to know your kid, raise him with me, see how he went to school and lived his life. I cried. No outsider could understand how I was feeling. It hurt, right in the middle of my chest where my heart was. It was pain comparable to thousands of stitches, a bone that broke several times, a limb that was torn off. I put my left hand on the amulet you gave me. There was a picture of both of us in there, from both of us at our wedding. The nurse from earlier came in, told me I had to go back to my room. You should be examined, and so should I. Only reluctantly, I let myself be taken back to my ward and then to my room. The nurse helped me to get back into my bed and connected me to infusion and some devices. After a few minutes, a doctor came in. He examined me and said that some policemen had to come to talk to me about the accident. I nodded. A little later, the two came in. Two men, one small, one huge. They asked me questions about the accident, but I couldn't give an answer. So they were also quickly gone. I lay down and fell asleep again. Months passed. I gave birth to a child. It was a girl. I named it after your mother. That's what you wanted when it was a girl. When you were in coma, I was looking for a smaller place. I didn't have our old apartment anymore. Be able to pay. Your mother had moved in with us and looked after our daughter while I went to work. She was a great help, and against my expectations, we got along really well and helped each other out with our grief when you died in a coma after a year. It was the worst thing that could ever happen, and it happened. Everyone in your family and my family supported me, but I realized that it was only pity with most. A widow and a baby. Most people would feel sorry for us. After 2 years, your mother died too. That was hard for me. I wanted to leave the small town we had lived in and move to the country with our daughter. She grew up, and early on I told her that you would watch over her in the sky. She took it well and often... Hi unknown, welcome! She took it well and often told her things we had done before we fell in love. She had always been happy about it, and somehow I managed to get through my grief because of our daughter being a whirlwind. I set up a new life with her and realized how I could be happy again without feeling guilty. And what about today? Today, on the day of your death, I stood at your grave. I put a bouquet of roses on the cold ground in front of the stone with your name on it. Your date of birth and your date of death. I squatted down and took out the burial candle from my coat pocket. From my other bag, I took a lighter with which I lit the candle. I put it in a small box and closed it again. As I got up, I pressed my cloak closer to me. The wind played with my hair carelessly with my face, took my grief and flew away. I smiled. You wouldn't have wanted me to sink into grief. You would have wanted me to look for a new love when I was ready. And then day came today. I was ready to fall in love again. There was still a smile on my lips as I left the cemetery for the last time and closed the gate for the last time. Would I find a new love soon? Or lie with you soon? I didn't know, and I would have to find out. So, that was the first story. I had some struggles, but we're doing good. Currently with Draco now, he's listening to you as well. I hope you liked your story, Luca. And I hope you didn't cringe too hard on that one. Because I thought that was not cringe at all, at least this one. I don't know about the other one. Like I said, I only read fast over them. I liked that. Yeah, it was really good. I didn't cringe as much as I thought. That's good to hear, darling. It was well written indeed. Yes, I have to say, Luca and I often write together some little stories, and I also always enjoy it because I like Luca's writing style a lot. Feeding my ego. Okay, I will not say anything like this ever again. You suck. And you read very well. I'm doing my best. Like I said, it's a bit hard right now. Because I read for 2 hours non-stop today. The creepypasta, but it's okay. I just need to hydrate a little bit more. We also had a good narrator. Oh, you're so cute. You can read out loud. You can read out loud quite well. Oh, thank you. I'm just hydrating right now. Okay, we double hydrate. I understood that, Levi. I understood. 2 hours already reading? Yeah, but not on stream. No, don't worry. My head would explode. It exploded because I read today. I recorded the creepypasta, and then I read it for 2 hours. And then I needed to cut it and put it together for a video and upload it, make a thumbnail. So tomorrow I can finally let it be live. It is around, I think, 45 minutes. I just need to reread a lot of parts when I stumbled over something. So it took me 2 hours to record it. Park, I can listen to it while it wakes for bed then. Yes, you can. So yeah, I'm happy that you liked the first story, guys. Then let me go over my smart little list. So, number 1. So, I directly have another one of Lucas actually in my stories. So, let me get that one. And before we read this one, it's a bit longer this time than the other one. It's like double the length. We're gonna talk about the character appearing there. So let me get my smart little notes. Okay. And let me put the character. Perfect. So here, you see him. It's about N. If you didn't know him already when you saw him. So the story this time is about N from Pokemon. Oh, the Pokemon one shot. Yes, I translated it, Luca. It's a little green boy. Yes. So I have some notes. Since I didn't know how much you guys know the characters, I only wrote small things down. I promise. So I'm not reading now a story about him before we're gonna read the story about him. Bye. No, you gotta stay now. I know Levi will love it. He loves Anne. Oh my god. You're gonna cringe. Okay. So let's talk about Anne firstly. So a lot of people obviously already recognized him. Anne is actually in the Pokemon universe 20 years old. And he was part of Pokemon Black and White 1 and 2. In Pokemon Black and White 1, he was still part of Team Plasma and was the king of them. And he joined Team Plasma as a little child actually, since he lived for a while in the woods with some Pokemons. Since the people in his hometown and his parents were actually scared because he could understand the feelings of the Pokemon. So they're be like, yeah, child, you're on your own. You can live in the woods now. And then Team Plasma found him there and adopted him. But they put him like in sort of a castle where he had like no context to humans, but mostly to Pokemon. So that's about him. In Pokemon Black and White 2, I think he was not that much of a part, if I remember correctly. I didn't write it down anymore here at this part, because in Pokemon Black and White 2, he was like traveling around to to do better than before when he was part of Team Plasma. And Luca wrote a wonderful story about him, and Luca will hate already the name, I think. We gonna remove our queen boy here. It's called I Love You N. If you didn't notice already, that's about love. The title itself is cringe for me. Oh, then I should again say it's I Love You N, right? That's the title. I translated it. First Pokemon game for me. Oh, great! That name isn't cringy at all. I think it's just very direct. That's quite standard. See? See, Luca, it's not that bad. Black and White, one of my favorite games. Nice. My favorite Pokemon is actually Pokemon Platinum. I think it's in English. So I'm hydrating one more time. And then we go into the story, I guess. So, I Love You N. 2 years ago, I fought N in his castle. To the delight of all, my Sacrum was able to defeat his Reshiram. But I wasn't happy. I'm not sure if these are the English names of the Pokemon. I didn't check that. Let me check it for a second. I forgot to check that. Okay, it's the same in English, that's good. I'm going to sleep. Have a night's sleep, darling. Okay, good. They're both the same in English. Okay, good. Sorry. So, goodbye, bye-bye. But I wasn't happy, because shortly afterwards, he had just disappeared to his Reshiram. Somewhere on the horizon, with his Reshiram, somewhere on the horizon. Ever since that day, there's been a hole in my heart. He was the first person whose opinion really mattered to me. He was the first one I didn't want to fight. He had been the first one I began to love. It still broke my heart to think about how he just disappeared. I hadn't told anyone that I loved him, and I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't tell Belle or Shireen, and I wouldn't tell my mother. No one would ever know. No one. Flamirex? I was looking at my fire Pokemon. It stood in front of me and looked at me. Somehow I was slowly learning the language of Pokemon. It asked me what was going on, and I smiled softly. I was just thinking. Don't worry, are you hungry? It nodded. I took 3 more Pokeballs from my belt and threw them into the air. They opened up and let out my Sacrum, my female Fasanoob, and my Sora. These 3 reached out first, then I looked at me. Hungry? I asked, grinning, and already sensed the next grin. Smiling, I put my backpack on the floor and took out the food. The 4 of them divided up the food. At least I would arrive in That's so okay. At least I would arrive in Canterbury tomorrow morning. That's where I would meet Professor Eich in Alabastia. He had asked me to go to his lab so he could get a picture of Sacrum and Soram. They interest him immensely. That said, I would probably spend a few days there. Later in the evening, I spread out my sleeping bag and lay it in it. Flummerex, Fuzzanoop, and Seacrum had put their Pokeballs back again. Hi, Spark! Because they wanted it so. But Sora didn't want that night and crawled in my sleeping bag to cuddle with me. I pressed it lightly and looked up at the sky. How do you think he was? Was he thinking of me? Would I ever see him again? I didn't know. I didn't know how much I missed him. If only he were here with me. I should have told him I loved him. Then maybe he would have stayed with me. Then I wouldn't be lying here with my Sora. Then I would be lying here with him. Kissing him. Touching him. Being close to him. Talking to him. Just looking him into the eyes. Watching the stars with him. Fall asleep next to him. And wake up next to him. I put my arm over my eyes and only noticed when Sora tapped me that I was shedding tears. With a sad smile, I briefly looked at Sora and then wiped away my tears. I just had to think of him. Don't worry, I said to my Sora. After a while, I closed my blue eyes and hoped for a dreamless night. Then I wouldn't think of him for once. N! I sat bolt upright in my sleeping bag, with one hand on my chest. I breathed shallowly and quickly. To my dismay, I had another dream about N. The same as always, I kept dreaming of him climbing onto his Reshiram and disappearing with it. I always screamed for him and ran to where he had been standing seconds before. Then my dream ended. Sora came suddenly from my sleeping bag next to me. My little friend climbed tiredly out of the sleeping bag and looked at me. Come on, Sora. I didn't want to wake you up, I said to him and stroked his head once. Then I got up and packed my sleeping bag. It was about 5 o'clock in the morning. If I continued now, I would arrive in Alabastia at 8 o'clock. I shouldered my backpack and then picked up Sora. From my arms, it climbed up onto my shoulder, and then somehow laid itself half on top of my backpack. It snuggled to my brown hair, then went back to sleep. I smiled briefly, and then started walking. At some point later, I also got Flummerex, Zekrom, and Fuzzanoop out of the Pokeballs, so that I could move around a bit. Somehow it was fun to go to Alabastia with my Pokemon. They gave me other ideas. After 3 hours, we arrived in Alabastia. It was a small village surrounded by meadows. A few of them were fenced off. Pokemon of all kinds ran around on these. There were really people from all regions here. Professor Oak had told me that he looked after his Pokemon for a trainer named Ash. There really were a lot of them. Wait a moment. One Pokemon didn't quite fit. I looked at it. Reshiram. I inhaled sharply and held my breath for a brief moment. Everything in my chest tightened, my body tensed. Was it really Reshiram? If so, did that mean N was here? Would I finally see him again after 2 years? I quickly called my Pokemon back and looked for Professor Oak's laboratory. In fact, it didn't take long for me to find it. I knocked. Would he perhaps sit with Professor Oak in the laboratory? Oh, hello, Alessa. I didn't expect you so quickly. A voice suddenly tore me out of my thoughts. It was Professor Oak, of course. Hello, Professor Oak. Well, I sat straight off away. Huh? I mumbled, why so shy? Professor Escher said you weren't that shy, or am I wrong? He asked. I'm shy on people I don't know well yet. I mumbled. He laughed. If that's the case, come in. Nodding silently, I went in. I removed Zekrom and Zora's ball from my Pokemon belt, and then held them out to Professor Oak. These are Zekrom and Zora's ball. While you examine them, I might as well take a look at the Pokemon on the page, right? Professor Oak smiled. Of course, there's nothing wrong with it. I smiled and went to the pasture of Professor Oak and started examining Zekrom's. After Professor Oak started examining Zekrom's Zora, humming softly. I walked along the fence and looked at the Pokemon. I no longer saw the Pokemon that looked like Reshiram and sighted. I was probably just an imagination. I sighted and sat down the grass just outside the village. The wind was blowing lightly, causing both the grass and my hair to blow. I closed my eyes and enjoyed the moment. It just felt incredibly good to know. It just felt incredibly good to enjoy the wind. For the first time in a long time, I felt carefree. But when I opened my eyes, I was shocked. Reshiram flew above me. It flew in the direction of Professor Oak's laboratory. Wait, was it really Reshiram? Maybe it was just another fantasy. Yep, that had to be it. A fantasy. What else could it be? And would definitely not be here in Alabastia. He would rather be in a place where he could live in peace with his Pokemon. A place where it didn't matter who or what you were, who you used to be, what idols you had. A place where Pokemon and humans could coexist peacefully. A place where humans and Pokemon helped each other, trusted each other, liked each other. Yes, he would go to a place like that. But Alabastia wasn't that. After all, people and Pokemon lived peacefully together here and trusted each other. Or was I wrong about this? After all, I was only here for a few minutes. Not even an hour. I sighed and fell back into the grass. My cap fell off my head, but I didn't care. Where are you, Anne? I whispered and felt tears coming out again. It just hurt, still not knowing where he was. Not knowing how he was feeling. Was he thinking about me? Whether he destroys the people in the Pokemon in the universe still want to separate the region from each other. Not knowing how he lived. Was he still the same? Whether he had changed. And I stopped, putting my arms around my face. Was it so difficult to find him? I already spent 2 years looking for him and traveled through all regions, but nowhere I did find any evidence that he still existed. Tears streamed down my cheeks. I missed him. A lot. I never thought I would cry so much over one person. Above all, I didn't think I would fall in love. After all, I always dreamed of retiring later and spending the rest of my life with my Pokemon. I know that sounds weird and kind of boring to others, but that would have been perfect for me. I had planned not to tell anyone about my dream, but when I met N, my mind changed. During our second fight, before I knew I loved him, I had to tell him. Somehow he was happy to find out he had told me about a similar dream. This had been his real dream, not the one that he had been drummed into him. I was happy. We even have a similar dream. The only difference was that he wanted a small family. No, when I thought about my dream, then about N's, his was more beautiful. He wasn't so lonely. If only I had started having the same dream as him before, then maybe I would have dared to confess my love to him. I sighed and looked up at the sky. It was only a few seconds after I realized that I had been lying here for hours. I stood up, grumbling, and forgot to take my cap with me when I left. Professor Eich? I called him into the laboratory. He had left the door open, probably so that the fresh and cool air could come in. I would have done the same in the heat. I'm back here. His voice came from the farthest room. I meandered past all the devices and finally came to the room where Professor Oak was. He sat in front of Seacrum Sora and watched them both eat. He wrote down a few things on a pad, probably what they both preferred to eat, as there were several bowls of different things around them. I cleared my throat, drawing Professor Oak's attention. Do you need anything? He asked. I don't know where I can sleep at night since there's no inn here. Could I maybe sleep with the Pokemon in pasture? He looked at me, puzzled for a moment, and then nodded. If you want to sleep here. I could have offered you my guest room, he said. I shook my head. I love sleeping great outdoors, but can I maybe use the bathroom? He stood up and put the pad aside. But of course, he took me to his house right next to the door and showed me the bathroom. I thanked him as he left and then refreshed myself with an ice-cold shower. How good it felt to take a shower. Lately I've been swimming in a river or a lake most of the time. I sighed comfortably. It just felt good to relax in the shower. I spread out my sleeping bag under a tree in the pasture. Flammerex and Fazzanoop had laid down with their newfound friends. Seacrum and Sora were still in the lab. Sighting, I was about to lie down when I noticed movement out of the corner of my eye. I turned my head and could only faintly make out the outline of a person in the barren moonlight. No, this could not be. No, that cannot be true. N, I breathed breathlessly and sat up completely. The green-haired man stood up a few meters in front of me with a smile and smiled at me. I looked at him, with widened eyes from which tears were rolling. When he saw my tears, he was a little bit confused and then came to me. "Why are you crying, Alessa?" he asked gently, brushing away the tears with his thumb. I looked at his face and put a hand on his cheek. I felt his warmth on my palm. It was really him. He wasn't a figment or imagination, and so Resham hadn't been either. "You're really here. You're not a fantasy," I sobbed. He pulled me into his arms and stroked the back of my head while I was just let my feelings flow. He was here. He held me in his arms and said nothing. He was just here and took care of me. I was happy. Happier than I have been for a long time. I didn't want to let him go, but after a while he released a hug and looked at me. "I did hurt you, didn't I?" he asked hesitantly. Pain and hatred for myself could be seen in his eyes. I nodded and looked at the floor. "Governor Sai, I didn't want that, to be honest. I needed time for myself," he almost whispered. Tears came up again. 2 years in which I don't know how you feel. Where you are, what you do. Do you think of me, if you think of me, and maybe even miss me? 2 years of me looking for you. So to tell you 3 simple words?" I stopped and then looked at him. I had clenched my hands into fists. I pressed them together. So tightly that I even slightly cut my blood with my fingernails. "Alessa," he breathed and looked at me puzzled. He wanted to say something else, but I beat him. "I love you, Anne." He widened his eyes and then started to smile and pulled me in his arms. I was a little confused at first, but my heart skipped a beat at his answers. "I like you too. That's why I disappeared, and I didn't think that someone like you, with your dream, would be able to fall in love with someone like me," he whispered. "Baka. Of course someone like me is capable of the situation." I punched him lightly in the stomach and then returned his hug. "Don't ever do this again, okay?" He looked at me, smiled and wiped my tears away. "Never again, I swear." I looked at him. I still couldn't fully realize that he was here. "There's one thing I would like to try," I mumbled. He looked at me questioningly. "What?" I pulled him down his shirt a little towards me. "This." I breathed against his lips and then twitched a few millimeters. It felt wonderful. Like fireworks. Like the first A in the class test. Like the first fight won. Like the first arena medal won. Like beating the top 4. Just like a first kiss. He placed his hands on my waist and returned the kiss lovingly and gently. Smiling into the kiss, I folded my arms behind his neck. We both had our eyes closed as the moonlight shone down on us. He was really here, and I kissed him. Exactly 2 years ago, he disappeared, as quickly as he appeared today. "You, Alessa," he breathed, after we broke the kiss to breathe. I said and looked at him with a smile. I still had my arms folded behind his neck, and while he had his hands on my waist. "I love you." Then he grinned. I grinned too. "Same to you." Afterwards, he held out my cap to me, which didn't matter to me, as I kissed him again. So it came about that I now live with Anne in a small hut Nia Bastia with a little daughter, Misaki, who had the green hair of Anne and the blue eyes of mine. The character was more of a mix, but she likes us both, loved Pokemon more than anything. I already knew that she would become a great coach later, and not to forget, a good big sister. Mom, are you coming? We won't wait forever for you if you want to be. We won't wait forever for you if you want to go to the waterfall. Misaki's voice came as I put the pen aside, smiling. I stood up and wrapped around my stomach. Looked at the paper again before I went out. Misaki and Anne were standing there. They were both waiting for me. In my eyes, my life was just perfect. So, that was story number 2. I need to clean my glasses because there's a little dot and it drove me crazy during the whole story. Oh, Little Green Man, yes! He did Little Green Man things. Clap, clap. I just know that Luca is just dying right now somewhere in a corner and cringing about them using words like Gomenasai and Baka during the sentences. I can imagine that. I mean, in general, it was a cute story. But I think I know that's the main thing that they are cringing right about. That they are cringing about right now. Just a slow crumbling in the corner. Luca already made barfing noises. I know. It's the best. I hope they hated it. I'm actually worried about my translated stories. They're all written in the POV. Don't worry about it, Spark. I read already a bit over them. I like them. So don't worry about it. Yes, they did. I love it. I love when Luca is dying in the corner because they're cringing about themselves. Thank you for feeding Mr. Bubbles, Kojima. So, let me go over to my fanfiction stories that I'm having here. And actually, this was for now the last story of Luca. Because they have a third story. But that's the one we're reading in the end. So we're going ahead now with some of Spark's stories. And one of them is about Child. So we're starting with the Child one of Genshin Impact. So now like, yeah, two more Skyrim ones coming, but the rest is only Genshin. Let me open it firstly, and then I'm gonna talk about Child for a second. But first you're opening that. Are you kidding me? Wait, I need to log in. Oh my god. Why it's not working now? My login is not working. Okay, wait. I make a new profile. I don't care. I need to find a password that is acceptable for. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. It has no problem the whole time, but now it's like, oh yeah, I need a profile, but your profile is not working anymore. We can do that. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, now we should be able to read the story. It's logging me in. Is it kidding me? Huh? When I want to eat... Okay. Okay, we're gonna do it differently. Fuck you too. I need to Google for Spark names and go over their... Spark... it's not letting me open it via link right now. Oh, there's a missing. There we go. I got them. So we go firstly with the child story. Where is he? There we go. I'm still trying to not throw up at the cringing. At least, Luca, you're not throwing up anywhere close to me, but you're chilling at Levi's place, so I'm good with that. But please don't throw up at Levi's snake. That would be actually bad. So, this is a little small fanfiction about a child. Draco feels great in my snooty. Just don't barf at him. So we're gonna go over my notes I'm having here. The thing is, if I'm saying anything wrong, I know that Luca will fly here and kill me, or probably just correct me, because they're maining child. And I'm a noob about the whole Genshin topic. I will correct you. Okay, at least I'm not dying. That's good, right? Okay, let's... Child, you're a bit big. Could you not be that big? I know you like to put your face in front of other people, but you don't need to do that now. Okay, here, that is child. I got blessed with child with what? My poor baby. Currently your baby is still safe. You can do it, my queen. I'm doing my best. So, this is child. If you don't know him, you probably all know him because it's child. With child, obviously. Okay. We're gonna put you down here, child, for a second so people can still see the chat. Okay, cool. You go down there. Nice. Our child. I didn't wrote lots about him. So his real name is Ajax actually, and he got named after. He got named that by his dad, and his dad named him like that because of a hero's tale. I'm so smart. He's a hero character in Genshin Impact and is already 2 years and 11 months part of the game, and actually in 10 days he is 3 years in the game. If you didn't know that, that is in 10 days. So, he is 182 centimeters high, that is like 5.11 feet. And he's around 19 to 21 years old. I didn't found a real... I didn't found a clear age. So, that's what I found. And you did your research, I see, yes. I have issues. I have loads of research here right now for me. So he's one of the Fatuis and also one of the 11 Fatuis Harbringers, and he's one of the youngest members. And he learned fighting when he was 14 years old because he was lost in like a snowy forest, and there he learned how to fight. And he likes ice fishing. That's it. That's all I know. Child is back to be around 20s. Yes, that's why I was like 19 to 21, because it was around 20, but no one really knows what age, so. I'm happy that you confirm that no one knows his exact age. So I did a good job at that. So yeah, I don't know more, but let's put his face I'm sorry, Luca, I need to put his face away. You can look at him for one more second. Wait, now he's gone. So, you're enough child for today. Yeah, don't worry. I promise you, they have enough child pictures. They will survive. Did you just wait from? Oh yes, Levi actually spent also some money so Luca could get him C6. 3 years are growing so fast. Yeah, it's crazy when you think about it. I never unlocked him. I really don't know if I unlocked him. I have no clue. I don't think so, actually. So, Spark wrote a little story about... You didn't have him. Good. Luca knows. Yeah, my Genshin, I have like 2 or 3 Genshin accounts by now, and they're just laying around. Yay. To this day, the only I want to search it because of the English voice actress. Then get her, I guess. I mean, is there an issue getting Sachu right now? I don't know. Does she need a special banner? I'm broke, dear. Yeah, but there are 3 wishes. You just need to play the game to get 3 wishes and play events. Never pulled her when I was pulling for her. That sounds sad. For you at least. I'm sad. That's okay. Just let your tears out. Okay, let's go ahead. We're gonna start with the story of Child here. That is from Spark. I will later put also the Wattpad of Spark and the AO3 account of Titelmusik in the announcements, so you guys can like follow them there and read the stories when they upload them. Or we read the stories we just had read today. Besides of the first 2 ones, because I translated them. And I don't know if Luca wants to re-upload them. Especially the Governor Sai. I think probably they will kill me. So, this fanfiction of Child is called Obsessed. Baka. You never felt safe leaving home and walking around Liu Harbor. Something always keep watching you, observing every step you take. Your friends soon starting to avoid you, cutting off every contact you had to them. You were confused and lonely. What did you do to them to make them leaving you all by yourself? The last person which never left your side was your childhood friend Child. He stick to you like glue, but he still couldn't make you feel less lonely. Once you had a full net of people which were kind to you, treated you like family, but now they're all gone. They all just disappeared, out of nowhere, and never came back. It was one of those days again where you couldn't bring up any energy to leave your home. Neither you bet to run your errands. You're only drowning your sorrows, feeling numb and lonely. During lunch, you double rung, which forced you to finally leave the bed. With a heavy mind, you made your way towards the door to open it up. There he was, your childhood friend with a worried and slight proud mind. A bag in his left hand. Hey, comrade! I got a little worried there. Can I come in? You observed his face before you stepped to the side and let him in. After he made himself at home, you sat down with him on the sofa. All kind of sweets on the table of your living room in front of you. Now tell me, what happened? Carefully, he tucked you closer to his side. For quite a while, you kept quiet before you started to feel how your eyes got wet. Quickly, you buried your face in the crook of his neck and hauled onto his clothes before your tears started to leave your eyes. His grip on you tightens and small smile flashes over his lips. Don't worry. No one will ever hurt you again. I'm here, and I won't let anyone get near you. I make sure of that. With those words, he cupped your face in his hands, while you catch your tears with his thumbs. I will create a world where only you and me exist. Only us, and no one else. You hear? No one will ever be able to take you away from me. At this moment you realized, he was the one who took away your friends. He was the one who made your friends avoid you, just to satisfy his obsession with you. I really want to disappear. Don't disappear, Spark! We adopted you here. You can't disappear anymore. I just can feel how Luca and you are writing right now and be like, I want to disappear. I hate it. I hate everything. But like Luca being the same with like the Barker story. Kinda yandere. Yes, Child is a yandere right now. But I like that. I mean, it's quite fitting for him to be like that. The laughing emojis, Levi. Am I right? Are they doing this right now? I got a cat hair on my face. Let's remove that. So. Let's see what I have here. So we have more stories of Spark actually. Cat just want to make themselves known to you. I know that I have them and I know that I have hair. I don't need to have it in my face. No, I'm good. I enjoy every second. It's the main traits for the artists and writers, the feeling of I want to disappear. That's true actually. So, Spark wrote 3 Skyrim stories actually. I'm honest, Spark. I had not a hard time reading. I had a hard time finding something out about the characters because I found Rumarin because he's a NPC that got added with a DLC. Not DLC, mod. I didn't found Keen. So I can't tell the people anything about Keen. Keen is my Skyrim character. Okay, that makes sense. He's an Agonorian. Quite dense. I'm just opening the story while you write down. There we go. Bow user. I'm just staring at my chat right now. I was sitting there for like half an hour Googling, trying to find out who Keen is. I was really tempted to know who he is. And then I was like, I don't know. And then I asked my husband, I was like, hey, you played Skyrim, right? And he was like, yes. And I'm like, who's Keen? And he told me, I don't know, I think I heard his name in a motto or something. And then I found out he just said that. But it was not true. It's a OC. He lied to me. At least he dedicated, yes. But Cat, to make it easy for me, after not finding him after 5 minutes, I could just have wrote Spark over Discord and be like, hey, who's that? Would have made it easier. The audacity of him, right? Was it too easy? True. So, Keen is my Skyrim character. He's an Argonian, quite dense, and a bow user. A loner, but his best friend Ignew, which got added with a mod, is Kaliat, and Ruman is also one of characters from the mod, which is Keen's first love. Yes, about Ruman, I found out. I found out about stuff about him. So that's the only thing I found out. And before I start, is there a specific order I should read the stories, or can I just read them and they're each individual ones? How I upload them? Okay. Good. So. So the first one will be In Love. In love, then hold on, then empty eyes. Okay, perfect. Then let's talk a bit about Rumarin. Since we got enlightened now by Spark who Keen is. I gotta get a picture. That's Rumarin. I'm a professional. That's his face. Cool. Then I get my notes. I have notes about him actually. There we go. There are not a lot, okay? I didn't got a lot, but I got notes. So, he's actually part of the Skyrim mod Interesting NPCs. Then he is a marriage candidate. I also found out that. He's a combat plate binder. It's like the weapon he's using. And he is from the race, he's a Altmer. About Ingio, wait, let me get that. I didn't got them because I only always got the main leads, but we can get Ingio as a picture right now. Skyrim. I'm fast. Oh, Ingi is cute, and I he's like a cutie pie. Let me get that. Can I just pull it in here? No, I can't. Okay, let me first get rid of Rumarin. Bye. Then we getting the picture of him. Paint. Then we go and save it and make a PNG out of it, and then we go to my. Okay, yes, I think you're cute, but don't need to put your whole face on my. So that's Inigo. I don't think that he's hot, but I want to pet him. Like, he's adorable. I don't know loads about him, but I think he's adorable. I mean, look at him. Yeah, the great animation of me. So, yes. He's one of the characters that's also part of. I think he's also part of the mod pack that Rumarin is coming with. If I'm not wrong. But yeah. I decided, I know nothing about him, but I decided that he likes cuddles and head pets. Cool. It's one of the best follower mods. It's a different one. Okay, so this one is a follower mod. Okay, Inigo is by a follower mod then. And Rumarin is then from the interesting NPC one. I'm getting this. I'm learning. I never played Skyrim. I should play Skyrim at some point, actually. It's not even that I couldn't play it, since, like I said, my husband owns Skyrim. I could just play it. But the time. So. I'm hydrating. Then we start. In love. Worry was written all over the face of the blue-collared KG as he watched his out. So hard words. Thank you for the headpads. As he watched his arrogant friend and travel partner on the bench next to him, staring into oblivion. His tankard untouched and still filled to the brim with black Priya meat, besides the crackling fireplace and the typical tavern sound in the background. Silence was filling the air between those two friends, which was quite odd. Normally, they would talk about everything on their mind, but since the high elf left their small party to keep traveling on his own, the Arganian was quiet. After a few more moments of silence, the Kahiti's name left Keen's mouth. Say, Inigo. Immediately, his ears peaked up. What's on your mind, my friend? Do you think I will ever see him again? Rumarin. Keen nodded and took a sip of his meat. Do you miss him? Inigo asked while taking a bite of his sweet roll. The Argonian felt silent. Yeah. I feel empty and incomplete, like a part of me is missing. Keen answered after a while. I miss his jokes, his comments, his presence, and the interested look he gave me when I was talking to him. Inigo paused in the middle of taking another bite as he started to observe his dear friend. The dark scales in Keen's face gave off an almost invisible tint of dark red, but nothing can escape Akaichi's gaze. Is it possible that you are in love, my friend? He asked boldly. In a glimpse, the Oregonian started to choke on his meat. In love! Keen hid his mouth behind his arm and started to consider the possibility his best friend just mentioned. He never thought about falling in love or even marriage. Of course, Keen adopted kids because he didn't want them to suffer, like he did, but he thought of having a spouse on his own never crossed his mind. Once again, the high elf popped up in Keen's head. Perhaps his best friend wasn't that wrong with his bold assumption, but the Argonian knew. His adventure through Skyrim was far from over. Time for romance wasn't yet to be seen, but maybe once his journey has ended, and he grew too old to adventure further, a quiet life with his family and best friend would be a nice way to welcome his forever sleep. I would say we're just going directly into the second part, so we don't talk a lot about it now. We talk in the end about it. Hold on. Rumarin. As the urchin still absorbed the soul of the dragon his party just slayed, he rushed towards the motionless body of the high elf. It's okay, Keen. Rumarin's weak voice felt like a blade through the dragon-burned heart. I knew adventuring would be dangerous, but... The high elf paused to cough up some blood. His skin was badly burned and a pool of blood started to form around his body. But I'm glad I choose to go to adventuring. Gently he took hold of Keen's hand, while a faint smile showed up on his burnt face. Imagine, if you wouldn't have saved me at that Nordic wound, I would have died all alone with not experiencing how much amazing person you are. I guess it's good that I went adventuring. Don't you think? Keen shook his head. No, hold on. I will save you. I just have to... Ruan put all his last strength together and placed his lips on Oregon's nose. No, don't cry. You will cry You will ruin your pretty scales. It's okay. I at least can depart at ease of you holding me and reliving the thought that Inigo will take care of you. The tired last word was no more than a whisper as he dropped back in Argonet's arms. Rumarin! But no answer was yet. That's when it hit it keen. Rumarin was no longer under the living. He would never have been able to hear his laugh, his comments, or jokes. It was over, once and for all. In an instant, a heart-rending scream burst through the cold air of Skyrim, and Keen pulled the high elf closer to his chest. His body was trembling violently as he cried in the body of his passed-away lover. In this night, the snow took on the color of the red of mountain flower, and the air felt colder than ever. Empty eyes. My friend, the Kahit called out the Argonin friend gently after a while. Keen didn't answer. His gaze was fixed on his hand and the lifeless body in front of him. With a hopeless laugh, the Dragonborn put his hands in front of his face. He's dead, Inigo. Rumarin is dead. What did I even hope for? As he dropped to the floor, Keen's hopeless laugh started to turn to a maniac laughter. Everyone is dead. Everyone is dying. Lydia, Mercurio, everyone who ever traveled with me, tell me. The arrogant turned to his best friend behind him. Tell me, Inigo. Keen whispered and stumbled towards him, his eyes empty and his smile full of madness. Tell me, Inigo. Why? Why didn't you die? Why are you still here? Shouldn't you already be dead in my arms, just like everyone? Inigo kept his mouth shut. Seeing his long-time travel partner and his best friend in his current state pained him. The Kahit wasn't even scared of that maniac laugher or the smile in Keen's face. No. He understood him. He understood fully why his best friend would start to lose his mind. Years of pure racism and loneliness in the Argonauts' childhood, almost getting executed and then being told he would be the hero of all in Skyrim because he survived the dragon attacking Helgen, putting an end to the useless war between the Stormcloaks and the Empire while losing friends in battles during his adventures, and so much more. Of course, it would put pressure on the mind of every normal person, especially now that even his beloved high elf Rumarin just died in front of him. Every regular living being would be at the edge by now. Inigo was already impressed that his best friend even put up with so long. Looking at him now, the Kahit wondered if in another life Keen and him would have found happiness and peace in traveling together without the pressure of being a hero. Maybe they could have been avoided. Maybe they could have avoided so many dangerous adventures and tests. But thinking back to all the dangerous quests they were on, maybe Keen still would have been too kind-hearted to be able to ignore them. So this is actually the last of the 3 stories we're having here. So after the first one, I think we got a little time skip to them traveling again together and already being together. Since in the first one he found out that he was in love with Rumarin. I'm honest, I didn't read this one beforehand, and I didn't expect the plot twist of him going crazy, and I really like it, like not going with, oh my god, it's a happy ending. So I really like that we got a little plot twist here, and him going a totally different direction with the story. I really like it. I'm actually really proud of those. Oh, you can be proud of those. They're amazing. You're doing great. No. In my opinion, like, I'm so thankful for Spark and Luca just making these great stories right now. And I have really a great time reading them. So thank you again for giving them to me and trusting me to read them. I like it. Yes, same. We have 2 more stories actually. So I'm quite close to my guessing with time. So we got 2 more Genshin stories. So let's go over. Now, like, I think I should tweet something. Should read some about the Skyrim lore. I think it sounded interesting in your story, at least. So, my smart notes and the pictures. Let's get Albedo. That's Albedo. I think you guys already know him, but I'm showing him anyway. So, deal with that. And my smart notes. So, I have always my smart notes. Yeah. Oh my. Kate, are you simping for Albedo here? Huh? My boy. Right, Levi, you're maining Albedo, right? Levi simp mode activated. I forgot about that, to be honest. So yeah, Spark wrote actually a fanfiction about Albedo. He's so cute. Yes, Albedo is actually a cutie pie. Not anymore Burger King him. I never got to unlock him in the game either. Who did you unlock, boy? Oh no, I will disappear now. I told you not like this. You stay. Okay, let's talk about Albedo first. So, see, he is a knight of the Favinus Chief. That's such a long time. Why did I write it down so ugly? So yeah, he's part of the Knight of Favinus, and he's the chief alchemist and the captain of the investigation team. That should be 2. Why did I write it so ugly? Okay, I made it prettier now. So he actually got the title of Kreide Prince by his former master, and he's now part of the game for 2 years and 10 months. So also nearly 3 years, what is crazy again. He's a geo character. He's 18 years old and around 161 centimeters tall, what would be 5'3" in feet. He is like Klee and him have a strong connection, like brother and sister, because actually Klee's mother Alice was his former master and taught him loads and was like a mother to him. He really likes to draw and paint. And one little fact about his vision is that he barely felt anything when he actually got it. I think if I read it right, he got it in a book or something. But yeah, he was like, oh nice, and then was stood there. He's not 18, he's really old. Then the website lied to me. I read it's over 500. The website was a liar. You're autistic as fuck. Albedo's autistic. Oh my god. Okay, that's a nice fact. It went pretty much from the first 8 months to month of the game. Okay. But then you still have. You at least you have Futara or not. You reading Favinus to English? Should I read it more German? Favinus. Is that better? Is that should it be more in a German manner? No. His official wiki says 18. Thank God. I'm not that dumb. So that's why I got lied to. Because of officially wiki is actually lying. Favonius. Okay, I think I got it, right? Like Albedo and Sucrose are my favorite characters and I ship them so much. Sucrose is really a pretty character. Got your mail, by the way. Perfect! Literally every site I'm looking at right now says 18. Yeah, but I'm trusting here the Genshin mains. When they when they're saying he's 500, he's 500. They're right in my opinion now. Now we found it Elena Wake 2 now. It's not possible to play it on a HDD. You're forced to buy SSD for that. Oh no! That's sad. That's really sad. Is this lore? Yep. I don't know, maybe they put like 18 on there. Let's remove her by for a second. I'm sorry. Maybe they put 18 in there, but we're like, yeah, because when you explore his lore, you find out that he's actually not 18. And I mean, what I read about his lore, I was like, how is this boy 18 with all the stuff happening to him? But I only like fast read over the lore, so I didn't saw that he was older. He got created by Gold during the cannibalism which took place 500 years ago. Cat, just trust them. I promise you that's better. Okay, so this actually has two chapters. So we, like I did with the Skyrim bomb, thanks Rosie. No need to thank me. I need to thank you guys for correcting me with that one. So, I will do it with the Skyrim one. Let's just skip the second one. Spark, do we feel more comfortable if you skip the second one? It's okay when you say you feel more comfortable if you skip it. No. Lucas be like, no. Rosie read my really cringe stuff, so we need everything. I'm cringing so much. Okay. So we're reading both, I heard. Because Spark is just cringing, and Luca cringed earlier as well. So you guys can cringe together. Did you heard when I read Luca's story about N Spark? Were you already there when I read that? We love a good cringe. If I have to cringe, you have to cringe. Let me readjust my glasses right now, chat. Okay. Come on now. I think the last half, yeah, like Luca must be like, oh, come in there, and Baka, and yeah, Luca loved that. Luca loved the old story. I think Luca hates everything right now. So, we do it like the Skyrim one. We just read the first one, instantly go ahead with the second one. Me not pausing there. I hate myself still the most. The thing is, I didn't hate you, but I was sitting there be like, I can't laugh right now. I should not laugh right now. I know that Luca's cringing at the things I'm reading out right now. Know exactly when they are cringing. And I will point that out when I'm done. But I will not laugh now. But actually, Spark, you're already not safe anymore because I didn't read the first part. But I already read the second part off stream. to see what you did right, and so I already know what's happening. I don't know if that's what you wanted to hear. Oh shit. I have power. So, let's start. Albedo was confused. Every time he saw you rushing around in his campsite on Dragonspine, he couldn't help but glance over to you, asking himself why you catched his interest. You only were an ordinary human, nothing new, nothing he wasn't familiar with, but still, his mind was full of pictures and moments with you he couldn't forget. Those thoughts about you always filled his body with warmth, and he didn't know. But he wasn't the only one who Albedo couldn't understand right now. You also changed towards him. It looked like you were avoiding him every then and now when your hands brushed against each other's. You immediately flinched while your eyes wandered towards the snowy earth underneath you. If he catched you looking at him doing work and your eyes met, you suddenly find something more interesting to look at, like the cupboard with different potions and ingredients for experiments. Sometimes he wondered, how would you react if he would touch you properly? Caressing your cheeks, touching you tenderly. It wasn't even out of lust, like everybody would say. He just couldn't find a proper and logical reason for it. Why did he want to touch you? Why did he want to kiss you? Out of curiosity? Curiosity about you? Master Albedo? The blonde snapped out of his thoughts when he heard your voice. Directly beside him, Albedo cleared his throat and looked over to you. What can I do for you? With a slight shade of pink on your cheeks and a distressed look in your eyes, you were handing over a letter. From who? The alchemist asked. Someone from Mondstadt. Seems like they're really in love with you. You stopped. Why did you give him the letter in the first place? You were in love with him yourself, so why did you smile and went along with it? Why couldn't you just be selfish and at least once and refuse to deliver the letter? In love. Startled, you gave him a little smile. Yeah, in love. There's someone in Mondstadt who's in love with you, and the letter is from them. In love, I see. Deeply in thoughts, he examined the letter in his hands before he decided to open it. Careful, he read through the words written on the paper. After quite a while, he holds in, looking at you. Thinking about you? Wanting to touch and kiss you. A warmth he didn't know. Is it love he feels for you? Even more confused, he looked up and searched for a familiar frame. It took him long until he finally found out how you were observing a sketch he did not a long time ago. Can he even feel something like love? What even is love? He didn't understand. But what he understood was that he wanted to be with you, holding you, treasuring you like a gem. After he breathed in and out once more, he called out your name. With a questioning look in your eyes, you faced him, a sad smile appearing on your face. Is there something wrong, Master Albedo? Yes, there is something wrong. With those words, he put down the letter on the nearest table before he went over to you. With flushed cheeks, you took a step back. Huh? There is something wrong, he repeated. Carefully, he placed a hand on your cheek. I think I am in love with someone. I want to touch them, kiss them, be with them and treasuring them, but I don't know exactly what love means. And for this research, I don't need any other help, only yours. Month by month went by until nearly a year was over. During this time, Albedo research reached a point where he was completely sure that this is what love it was love he felt for you. He was clearly in love with you. That's why he finally accepted your feelings and called himself your boyfriend. Since then, 6 more months passed passed by, and it was winter again, which means it was even more cold high up in the mountains of Dragonspine. Because of that, you mostly spent your time helping out Lisa in the library of Ordo Favonius. I did my best. While your boyfriend still continued with his own research in the mountains, far away from the citizen of Mondstadt. Sometimes the crows came over to the library to give you little gifts from your lover to himself. Today was such a day where the green-haired girl came to hand over a letter from the blonde alchemist. Her cheeks were tinted in a dark shade of pink. Confused, you observed her face while you accepted the letter. Is something the matter? You asked. Mr. Albedo, he was talking to Kia some time ago, and the crow stopped and bowed down deeply. I'm sorry, I can't tell you about what they were talking about. With those words, she stormed out of the library. Hi, Blutmond, welcome! Confused, your gaze followed her until the door of the library went shut. My, what was this fuss all about? With a curious look on her face, Lisa walked over to you. Did your man send you something again, sweetie? Ian thought your remark of the woman beside you made you shy. You nodded quickly and opened the letter in your hands. In a matter of seconds, you were greeted by the beautiful handwriting of Albedo. My dear, I was talking to Kaya a little while ago, and he asked me about something I never really spent much thought to. So, you and her are together now, am I right? For how long now? 6 months. The alchemist answered the knight question quickly while he looked over to ingredients to write down what is missing. 6 months! A smirk ghost over Kaya's lips. Curious, Albedo's gaze wandered over him. Yes. Is there a problem? Oh, no, don't worry, I was just wondering. A smirk, still in the knight's face. May I ask about what exactly? With an interested look in his eyes, the blonde finally faced him completely. I was just wondering how your intimate life goes. Albedo put his hand on his chin while he seriously thought about it. You mean the intercourse between two lovers which is required to maybe set a new living human in the world? Kia blinked a few times before he started to chuckle and then burst out laughing. Yes, but this intercourse is also another good option to show your lover how much you love them. You don't need to have to set a child in the world right away or even make one. It's not that important in a relationship, but it can be a wonderful experience for both of you. I never really thought about it. The alchemist mumbled deep buried in his own thoughts. An intercourse which also can show how much you love your partner. It can be a wonderful experience, but it's hardly required, right? Now what Kaya mentioned is that he couldn't help but seriously think about it. He certainly wanted to make you feel good, but the thought made him a little worried. What if he hurted you or made you uncomfortable? He didn't want to pressure you. So I was wondering if you would be interested to share this intercourse with me. Your lover, Albedo. In a matter of seconds, you were blushing in a matter of seconds, you were a blushing shy mess. Of course, you thought about sleeping with him, but now that he asked so boldly, you were just bursting with nervousness. Lisa besides you chuckled. Oh my! It seems like you really followed my advice and asked you directly. This really makes me happy. You knew. Of course, sweetie. Albedo really cares about you. So you came out to ask me for some advice. He was such a sweetheart. You're really lucky to be with him. Since the letter, a few days went by. You were busy with helping Lisa that you nearly forgot about Abel's question. But today, your lover seems different. The first thing was that he was home far earlier than usual, and his touches became more. Some hands holding there, some kisses here. His touch was gentle and full of love. But you couldn't help to recognize something like a desire towards you. With a sigh escaping Albedo's lip, he sneaked under your arms to place his head on your chest while you were reading something on the bed. You chuckled. What's wrong? Gently you caressed his blonde hair. Did something happen? Maybe something with your research? Albedo closed his eyes. He didn't exactly know what was wrong, but he knew he wanted to feel you. Your kisses, your touch, your warmth. Everything. Was a human being called desire? Is this a state humans get into when they want to feel a lover close? Even thought he really felt hot, he still wanted more of your warmth. May I touch you? Finally, you remembered Albedo's suggestions a matter of a second, and you blushed deeply. You were unsure about sleeping with someone, but you still want to feel his touch and be close to him. It took you a few moments to calm down before you finally nodded. Yes. Your answer wasn't more than a shy mumble, but Albedo understood you clearly. Gently placed his hand on your cheek, caressed it. Even thought his serious look on his face didn't vanish. His turquoise eyes were soft and full of pure love towards you. It made you feel all warm and tingly. A soft kiss was shared between the two of you, with every second that passed the kiss and turned to something more passionate. He let go of your lips after a few more seconds, to finally face you. His breathing was heavy and a slight blush covered his cheeks. Drunk from the kiss, you let go of the book you were still holding to place your arms around your beloved. Albedo took this as a sign that you want to keep going. That's why he shifted his position to something more comfortable, which leads him to hovering above you. With a soft smile on your face, you started to stroke his silky and blonde hair in a calming motion. A sigh left Albedo's lips as he closed his eyes and placed his forehead on yours. You didn't need to speak. No words to be shared. After a few moments you had just enjoyed each other's company, he started to leave a trail of soft and wet kisses up towards your neck. From every spot his lip touched and warmth crawled through your body and made you want to feel him closer than before. A relaxed sigh left your lips and you were sure that you want to share his experience with him. And see, Spark, it was not that bad. I'm dying of cringe. Okay, maybe you're dying a bit. I don't know if I love it or hate it. That was good. See, the people like it. I hate it. I think it was a really cute way of telling it. I was happy to find some fanfiction stream. Yeah, I'm really happy that some of my followers actually gave me some of their fanfictions to read. I'm so proud that they like even wrote them. So I love it. So I have one more story actually. It's actually the last story I have for tonight. So yeah. I'm kind of blushing now. Okay, you're so pure, so cute. No, I will like the thing, Spark. I think if you think about Albedo, he's a quite serious character, like you wrote yourself already. So I would not be surprised if he really would be like writing a letter before and be like, hey, is that okay? And I think you did a great job at the ending that it's still safe for work. Otherwise, I couldn't have read it here. I think it's adorable. It just fits him so much. Yes, that's it. No, it was good, very good, but I'm not used to listening to fanfiction. I mainly write it. Or read it. But yeah, listening is something different. I haven't read much X-Reader fics yet, so it was a new experience for me. Yeah, I will later put also the fanfictions of the writers I read today on my Discord, so you guys will have a link to the Wattpad of Spark that wrote. From now on, I'll always. Oh, thank you for the follow. Welcome the guild. That wrote the Albedo fanfiction. And you will also have a link to Luca's fanfiction site, where we're reading now the last story for tonight. It's also a fanfiction about Genshin Impact. And like always, chat, you know, I'm not a pro in Genshin, so correct me if I'm wrong, like always. I main Albedo, oh my god, that's cool. Yeah, we have a lot of Genshin people here right now. You're such a pro gamer. Yes, I'm a pro gamer. I played Genshin for 3 months. When I put all my accounts together. The fanfiction kind of hurt some people. Yeah, I didn't read it beforehand because I trusted Luca with them saying it's safe for work and okay with the toss of Twitch. I got told that people cried. Loads of people cried. So we will see if I cry today. Only 2 more. Yes, only 2 more to the 500 actually. We are really, really close right now. So let me go over the characters. We have 2 characters I'm talking about beforehand. I'm so scared. I'm kind of scared to say their names. I'm honest. I did hear their names 1 hour beforehand, but I still don't know if I do it correctly. But yeah, bear with me with that. Let me get the pictures first. Genshin Impact characters really have to think about like being in my face when I put them on the screen. Schnuggy. I mean, I can go ahead and just call him Schnuggy the whole time. Probably easier than his real name. Oh, I see where this is going. He's autistic. So you said Albedo's autistic, now he's also autistic. The other autistic boy, Schnuggy indeed. Oh my god, I can't with you. I'm still scared to read out his name. Please correct me. Okay, wait. I'm gonna listen again to his name before I say his name. I have a video about his name. And yes, I practiced his name beforehand, but I still don't know. Do we want a meme of it? Yes, please! I don't want to fuck it up. But we can go ahead and talk about Kavi firstly. Wait, I have a picture of that boy too. Hi. There you got pretty blonde boy. Gonna talk about it first. So, first we talk about Kavi. He is baby girl. Okay, he's baby girl. We have Schnuggy and baby girl today. This baby girl is 182 centimeters big. That means he is 5 feet 11. He's around 25 years old. And I think he don't own it anymore, if I read it right. He had a design studio because he is a designer. And graduated from the Sumeru Academia. He's homeless. He is kind of homeless. But we come to that. He is now 6 months in the game. And his father perished in an accident in the desert. So afterwards, he tried to support his mother, where that really was left in a big agony after her husband vanished. But at this point, she has actually a job and left him alone. So he's more alone than ever. Isn't it great? So at some point in the story, he actually got bankrupt. His business didn't went well. And at some point he made... Oh my god. Do you want to hear me saying it before I heard the memo? It will be bad. But I think it's... No, I don't do that now. Yes, please. It's really bad. Don't hate me. Thank you. I think I heard it was spoken out Alheim. But I'm not sure. So I'm gonna hear the memo now. And then I cry. So we're gonna correct my dumb face. It's Alheim. I knew that, obviously. I think not. Good, good. Yes, I muted myself. Don't worry. It's Alheim. So, yeah, at some point when you were close enough, thank you. I tried my best. At some point, he actually met Alheim in a bar. They knew each other from the academia, where they did research together, but they had actually a fight. So, yeah. But yeah, at this point, Alheim is letting Kavis stay in his house actually, for research purpose, not for anything else. They're always fighting. Yes, I did read over the story. I think they had like they have different thinking about worlds. They just are not sure, but they have different visions of how the world should be and everything. So yeah, and he's actually one of the people that is thankful for his vision. And he found his vision while he was smashing a plate of food. And the recipe for this food that he didn't even like was something his father taught him. I feel like I'm in school again and presenting something. Oh my god, they were roommates. Oh my god, yes. I mean, kind of. Oh my. It's not completely right, but it's pronounced like Luca told you in English, so it's okay. Okay. Yay, I'm proud of myself. So, I heave him. We put Kavi away again. And now we go to Alhifem. There he is. There's Schnuggy. He's around 25 to 27 years old. He is the same height as Kavi, so he's like 182 centimeters high, and that means 5 feet 11. He is a Dentro character and the scribe in the Sumeru Academia. He also studied there. He is by now 9 months part of the game as a playable character. He is... I don't know if it's still the case. I didn't find if he stopped by now, but he is whatever, a temporary Quen Sage. Because actually he declined this position multiple times because he's not really interested in that, but he did it in arcade or for a special occasion, and he don't want to do this forever. So yeah, like I already told, Kaveh is right now staying in his house. He don't know his parents and got raised by his grandmother, but his parents were also pretty smart people. And he received his vision, but it didn't really mean anything to him. He was like, I don't care. I don't give it. He's like Albedo in that case. They didn't care about it. They just have it now. He was mostly like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to get this. That's it. That's all about now about Schnuggy. And also Schnuggy is buff. Yes. And now you can see Snuggie and baby girl together. So you guys are happy? Wait, that's the right one. Okay, now you got Snuggie and baby girl together. Okay, good. Now that you saw them, I will remove them again. You too, Snuggie? Okay, perfect. I'm a Snuggie and baby girl stan. I'm not surprised of that, Luca, since you wrote the story. So if you would not stand them, that would be concerning. So, I will... It's amazing that Luca even wrote in the summary, oh, and he's in love with his roommate. We don't need to talk about this. So, the story is called 20 Hours of Cherry Blossom. 24 Hours of Cherry Blossoms. English translation. The shipping tag was top 1 in hour 3 if I remembered right. Oh my god, really? You're kidding me? Oh my god. Okay. let's go ahead with the story, I guess. Wait, let me drink something first. Let me start. Okay. I think it's from the perspective of Kavi. Okay, now we go ahead. He laughed at when the cherry blossoms bloomed in the spring. Each blossom was unique and yet so fleeting. Whenever he saw them, he couldn't help but take the time to look at them. But there was one thing he paid even more attention to. Someone who had fascinated him from the beginning. Someone who would probably never know about his feelings. Why? Because he never felt that this someone liked him. Monday, 6:45 a.m. The alarm clock rang, at least for seconds before the button to turn it off was firmly pressed. An annoyed grumble came from under the blanket covering a young man, mid-20s, blonde and not particularly in a good mood. Sighing, Kevin pushed the blanket off of himself. He hadn't even slept a single hour because he had finished a project that he had to turn in today. Tired, he dragged himself through the mess of his bedroom before leaving his room to freshen up in the bathroom, hoping his dark circles and fatigue weren't too visible. After a few minutes, he finished, exited the bathroom, and nearly ran into his roommate's chest. "Are you done? I have to go to the bathroom too." The taller man's voice rang out. A man who was the same age as him, maybe just a little bit younger, but taller and more muscular. Unlike Kaveh, however, Al-Hitham was doing something for his body. Kaveh nodded. He was not ready to talk to anyone yet, even if it was Al-Hitham, with whom unfortunately he had fallen in love at their first meeting. The thought made the young student sigh a little. He didn't have a good taste. If he was honest with himself, after all, his roommate was not exactly a simple person. Al-Hitham made sure that everything was where it belonged. For example, people need to be 2 meters away from him to be where they belonged. As a result, he was quite cold to others. Some would call him reserved, not really someone you would want to fall in love with. Well, so as not to waste any more thoughts on his hopeless situation regarding love, he made himself some coffee and breakfast, the same for his roommate before he could complain, although he would probably get to hear again that the coffee was way too strong. 7:45 a.m. I'm always surprised how strong your coffee is. Al-Hitham sipped from the cup in his hand as they made their way to the university. Unlike usual, he didn't get an answer from Kaveh, because his mind was somewhere else. In his mind, he was already imagining the whole day, every lecture, every break. Finally, there had to be the moment where he could close his eyes, even if it was only for a minute. "Hello, Kavi!" The hand waving in front of his eyes snapped him out of his thoughts and made him look at the habitual offender. "What, were you talking to me?" he asked, his lips slightly out. "To you, of course. Who else would I be talking to? The streetlight?" The younger replied, messaging the bridge of his nose with his index finger numb, as a sign that he was annoyed. "At least I'm not the only one in bad mood," Kavi thought to himself. "I was busy daydreaming about getting my own apartment. What did you want?" Alheven rolled his eyes slightly at the remark. When they had met, Sino had enthused them. Kavi had been desperately looking for a place to live because he had less than a pleasant experience with his previous roommate, and Alheven had been lucky enough to have an empty room. Since then, there were two opposites who clashed again and again. If Kavi could afford it, he probably would have moved out by now, but he was young and broke and desperate. Alheven wasn't, because he had a part-time job and was supported by his parents. I had asked if it was still possible to meet with the others in the park this afternoon. The words of the tall one barely reached the blonde's attention. He had to think about what they had planned. But then it came back to him. Their friends had planned to go to park and to see the cherry blossoms and have a picnic. "I haven't heard anything else, but if I see Nilu, I ask her," he replied, yawning a moment later. He didn't even notice the sidelong glance he got. "You were up late again, weren't you? You should watch your sleep, Kavi. It's unhealthy," the younger of the two said, looking at his roommate. Yeah, I know. I go to bed on time tonight, I promise." 3:07 p.m. Today's lecture was finally over. Kavi had managed to hand his project to survive the remaining hours without falling asleep. How he longed for his bed now, but he had to buy some snacks, drop off his bag at home, and then go to the park. "Just cancel, Kavi. You don't have to watch the cherry blossom with your friends. Better go to bed and sleep for the next week," he said to himself in a very grumpy tone. With that, he actually made his way home. Instead of going to bed, he took a cold shower and put on some comfortable clothes. Of course, clothes would not make him look as tired as he was. Alheven was not here yet. Maybe he was already in the park. So he could use the time to use the bathroom in peace and still do his hair. Sometimes it was a challenge to have longer hair, but he couldn't help it. It just looked good on him. A few barrettes here, some clips there, hairspray, and he was done. He looked back at himself in the mirror. He had pinned his hair back a bit to show off his apricot eyes. He was wearing a white shirt that hung loosely on his skin, and a pair of black pants that were not too tight. Comfortable, but chic. "Oh, what, I'm kidding myself. He won't even look at me anyway," he muttered to himself after looking at himself in the mirror. He had never noticed that Alheven always looked at him when he wasn't looking. Alheven came home now and put a large shopping bag on the table on their kitchen. "Kavi, I bought the snacks for you too," he called in the direction of the bathroom. A few seconds later, Kavi was standing next to him and his head halfway in the bag. Of course, he didn't see the slight smile that appeared at Alheven's lips. "I'm going to change, then we can go." Kavi looked up upon hearing these words only to see his roommate pull off his top as he disappeared into his room. He could clearly feel his cheeks getting warm and could guess how wet he was right now. "Pull yourself together, Kavi. It's not the first time you've seen him half naked," he reminded himself. His attention went back to the snacks. He didn't know why Alheven had never made a mistake when it came to what he got from him. Much like those were the notes he always took when he wrote in his notebook. But what was he thinking? As if Alheven was taking notes on what he liked of all things, shaking his head to get rid of those thoughts, he grabbed a picnic basket in which he directly packed everything for the two of them, the snacks, drinks, and everything else they needed. On top of it, he packed a blanket on which they could sit down. He took his sunglasses last and placed them on his hair. He was about to turn around and go back to his room to see if he had forgotten anything, but instead he ran to his half-naked roommate, who was only covered by a towel. At least until the towel slid down to the impact. Kavi paused for a minute. Al-Heathen didn't move either. Just don't look down. His foot stopped abruptly as his gaze went down, and he saw his younger man in all his glory. Are you finally going to start taking your class in the bathroom with you? The blonde asked in a very monotone voice. He was inwardly trying everything not to fall over him. After another moment, receiving no answer, he raised his more than wet head and disappeared into his room. He had seen him naked, absolutely naked. How could he not look him in the eyes now? He had not seen that even Al-Heathen's face was wet when he disappeared in his room. Nor had he seen him trying to rub the blush from his face. 4:20 p.m. Since the little incidents, the two hadn't really looked at each other and were very silent as they made their way to the park. Al-Heathen had dressed for the occasion. Black baggy jeans. Give me a moment. I hate you, Luca. Okay. I can do this. I hate you. Why did you put it in there? But yeah, for the people that not knowing why I'm laughing right now, there's a song that's called Baggy Jeans, and Luca's always singing that. So, black baggy jeans are quite short. They almost looked like a couple because of how they dressed. But that was probably just another coincidence. Fortunately, their walk to the park did not take long, so Kavi did not have to worry about how to escape this unpleasant silence. Because as soon as they saw their group of friends, he ran to meet them. Nilu, a red-haired young woman, came to meet him and immediately praised him in greeting. She was the only one who knew what just happened. The students had to tell someone. Not only Nilu grinned at him as she broke away from him. Kavi only gave her a scroll before greeting the others as well. Sino was there with his friend, Tignawi. He had seen him a few times before and liked him. He was nice. With them, they said Collet. With them, they had Collet. She was in her first semester in her botany studies. They never knew through her. They knew her through the Sino and Tignawi. Sino has helped her once when she was lost in the campus, and Tignawi was few grades above her and sometimes helped her with university projects. Also, there was Daya, a tall woman, and if he were not gay, she would be exactly Kavi's type. As dominant as she appeared, standing with her were Candace and Ferguson, both of whom were all students at the university. Candace and Daya were also grade above him. They were studying security management, if you remembered correctly. You two took your time, Steiner pronounced when Al-Heathen also arrived in the group. Did you guys make out and not tell us? Shocked, Steiner put a hand over his mouth. He was overdoing it again, beyond measure. Tignawi just pulled him aside by the ear before your answer to the question was discussed. At some point, Sino can also be heard whining in the distance as a result. Can we please agree to tape Sino's mouth shut soon? Kavi now sighed a bit. Everyone agreed with the suggestion. Al-Heathen was already starting to spread out a blanket, which Kavi settled right down on as soon as he could. He even got everything put down, and so was I distracted by, and so was I did way too much, and was so distracted by the snacks that he didn't even notice that Al-Heathen was sitting right next to him, and their shoulders were touched when he leaned back. He was also far too focused on having an animated conversation with Nilo. She had met someone, or she had met someone or other at the dance studio and was now all over him. Kavi wondered if it felt like that when he had a weak moment and raved about his roommate. The latter eyed him every now and then, even while talking to Faustina, Dehia, and Candace. Colay was busy with Sino and Tigneri. They had conjured up a Uno from somewhere and were letting Sino throw one card after another. He was really on a losing streak. The longer they sat there, the less they talked in the smaller groups. So soon they were all having a big conversation about everything possible to tell. Uno at play and among themselves if their food was passed. There was laughter in the discussions. Sometimes Alhifen had to hold his roommate back when the discussions got too heated. And still all seemed very happy. When it was getting late, the first ones were already saying goodbye. Koli and Faustan. They were both staying in the university dormitory, so it was more comfortable for them to go together. Sino and Tigneri were next, and lastly Dea, Candace, and Nilu, since they shared an apartment. And then were only two. Kavi spoke at the end and leaned back and supported himself with his hands, resting his head on the back of his neck. He enjoyed the cool breeze as he passed them by. "Do you want to go already?" his roommate asked, sounding unusually gentle. "No, do you?" Kavi turned his head to the younger man, the eyes meeting. Alhifen wore a slight smile on his lips as he shook his head in response. Unlike usual when they were alone, he had not yet put on his headphones. This fact, in turn, made Kavi smile. He had the cherry blossoms, whose beauty could admire. In addition, his roommate really seemed relaxed for a long time. How long have they been lying here next to each other on a picnic blanket? Neither of them knew, but it was long enough that they have been able to look at the stars for what felt like an eternity and had already changed their topics of conversation several times. They had never once argued and instead have even laughed together. Kavi had told stories from his childhood and Alhifen vice versa from his. In between, they had talked about trivial topics like their favorite books and series, but that alone had given Kavi the feelings that they had grown closer. Even if it was a platonic level, he was pretty sure it wasn't one-sided when he talked about them being friends. "Hey, Kavi." Kavi looked at Alhifen and noted that he was already looking at him. "Huh?" "You can be a real handful sometimes, but I couldn't ask for a better roommate." These words made Kavi blush, but at the same time he raised an eyebrow as he reached out. Alhifen's forehead was warm. "You don't have fever, huh?" he muttered to himself. So he wasn't sick, and he meant this word. Immediately, Blonde began to smile. I can't think of anyone else better either. No one cooks as well as you do." His words elected for a smile from the taller one. After those few words, there was silence between them, but it was not uncomfortable. On the contrary, it seemed like they were both just enjoying each other's company. They lay on a blanket, looking into each other's eyes, smiling at each other, slowly getting closer. And once they were close enough, Kavi jolted up with dark red glow upon his cheeks. He felt his heart racing wildly in his chest. He felt heat on his cheeks. And he felt uncomfortable he was now. This had been his chance, and he had been blown it out by nervousness. Yet it seemed as if Alhifen had wanted all as well. Or maybe he had just imagined it. Kavi bit his lower lip lightly as he turned his gaze to his roommate, who, to his displeasure, had closed his eyes, quite as if he was asleep and if this moments between them had not happened. The blonde snorted and punched his roommate in the side. Moan. Before Alhifen had the chance to respond, Kavi was up and about to head home. His gait betrayed how angry he was right now. How could he even expect Alhifen to care? After a few many steps, he stopped aside. He noticed how his vision slowly blurred and his eyes started to burn because of the tears that formed in them. Actually, Alhifen wasn't the idiot. He was. For falling in love with him, for expecting that his feelings would be returned. For the fact that he had just run away by now. He just felt so incredibly pathetic. Frustrated, he wiped away his tears. As he did so, He heard someone calling him from the distance. At first, the person sounded worried, but with each time the person called out his name, they sounded fearful, almost panicked. Kavi! He turned to the person and he saw it was Alifen, who was still a few meters away from him. He had dropped the picnic basket as he sprinted towards him, and he didn't know why, until a heavy force lifted him off his feet. Kavi felt only that he was in the air before he fainted. He didn't know how long he had been stepping away. When he opened his eyes again, he saw that someone was kneeling in front of him. It was silent, at least for a few seconds, before he could slowly hear again. Alifen? His voice wasn't even loud enough to be called a whisper. And yet he realized that someone was lifting up. His voice wasn't even loud enough to be called a whisper, and yet he realized that someone was lifting up for a bit. His vision was blurry, but he was sure it was him. He wanted to reach out his hand for him, but he didn't feel it. Instead, he felt something dripping on his face. Was it raining? No, it felt too much warm and irregular for that. Was Alifen crying? Heathen? He whispered. His voice sounded powerless and so muffled to his own ears. Overall, he felt that it was far too quiet. Shh, don't strain yourself, he heard the younger man speak. His voice revealed that he was crying. It sounded broken, sad. He sounded like his heart was about to break. Did he look that bad? He didn't even know what happened, only that he'd been hit by something. Maybe a car? We go to the hospital right away and then take care of you. You get back on your feet, right? Kavi tried to smile a little, but all that came out was a cough and blood. Breathing became increasingly difficult, which Alifen must have noticed as the grip tightened. He really had to make a terrible picture, Kavi thought of it to himself. And there was one thing he was pretty sure of, he wouldn't be able to promise. Alifen, he whispered again. His eyes slowly grew heavier and his breathing slowed down. Kavi, please, Alifen almost pleaded. Kavi coughed again. He could feel his lungs were filling with blood. Whatever had gotten to him, it literally crushed him. At least that's what it felt like to him. One last breath. He had to tell him before it ended with him, as much as he wished it didn't. Kavi could feel the tears slowly rolling down his cheeks, making their way down his cheeks. Alifen, I love you. He breathed with the last strength he had. Before Alifen could realize that Kavi just said to him, he felt that the latter's body grew heavier. He could see that the last bit of his life streaming from the elder's body, how his eyes became dull. Kavi, no, please, he whimpered as he held his roommate dead body against him and felt it grow cold. I love you too. Now let's go. Zeno gulped as he put a hand on his friend's shoulder, who shortly after found himself in his arms. Around them were many other people who probably feeling the same way they were. Their hearts ached. There were so many questions that remained unanswered, but the biggest one was, why? Why did Kavi had to have this fatal accident? For Alifen, the whole thing had meant only one thing, that he would never be happy again. Unfortunately, this would definitely not happen again. Casino looked at two gravestones in front of them in which the names of his friends were engraved. Maybe they had their chance in the next life. Maybe they were together in the next world. He did not know, but he did know that they had left a big hole that they had to learn to live with. A few tears came to him, but he blinked them away. He wanted to be there for Tignari. Slowly his friend broke away from his embrace. He was still sniffling lightly and his eyes were wet. Let's go. These two have earned their rest, Tignari said. Zeno just nodded. He just couldn't find the words. He took his friend's hand and slowly left the cemetery with him. Both looked back one last time. I hope you were able to enjoy the cherry blossoms. That's it. So, let's go to chat. What just happened? Wait, what? Oh, I thought Spark that you already know the story. I thought that Luca already showed it to you. That was really good. Yeah, I know that Luca's really, really proud of the story, and I don't need to talk a lot about it to tell you why they are proud of it. I mean, it's a really good story. No, I didn't read it because I was scared. Oh, I hope I took your fear away. That it's even worse than you thought it is. Oh, didn't you send it to Levi? Didn't you even ask Levi? No, that was a different person, right? I'm kind of scared to get punched. I should not the final. The thing is, I'm not surprised because I know that Luca is often like this with their characters. So I'm not surprised that they did it now with Genshin characters. And I thought my KO and Diluc one shot was sad. No, the dying confession. Yeah, I think it was cute, to be honest. At least they died together. It started out so funny and cute. Kate, I promise you one thing. When you read one of Luca's stories, don't trust her. Just don't trust him at all. Because they will break you. I get at that, Luca. I wanted to say it in a nicer way. Maybe the next live. Hey, at least Levi is not punching you. I feel betrayed. You get used to that. My heart is aging. Oh no, darlings. Should I write the next live as a should I write the next live as an apology? I think that would smart. That would be smart. I think otherwise they will never forgive you. Kavi just didn't want to go to bed early the night. Yes, that is the truth. Why it just happened? Because why going to bed early? I want a compensation for my broken heart. Oh, darling. Thank you everyone who gave the stories, and thank you for Rosie giving a voice for the stream. Yeah, again, I'm super, super happy that you guys gave me your fanfictions for this. That really meant loads for me. And I'm really happy that the rest of you guys enjoyed the stories that Spark and Luca wrote here. I know both of them are really talented, so I was really, really happy to be able to read them out. Levi just gave me a good idea. Oh my god. Maybe I can get a private spoiler later. The best story idea. No. Will people die? Maybe. Optic, they're dying by accident. I promise. They can't die when they're already dead. So there will be now ghosties, ghost besties, and roommates. Stop killing off the characters, Luca. They will never stop doing that. Besties. It's a different kind of besties. I'm looking at Nuriel. You You guys are terrible to your characters. Ghasties. Ghasties is valid. Yes. So we can still talk a bit. I'm quite right now getting the links for you guys ready. Well, that puzzle lost so many. Yeah, Luca told me a bit about your characters. I know everything. Nah, totally not. Rosie the all-seeing eye. Nah. I just know that when they're happy. And it's cute. I'm getting links for you right now already, guys. So when I'm not talking, I'm thinking. Okay. Then we need the links. There's number 1. And now we go over to Spark. Back to Spark. It was some nice fanfictions. Yeah, right? They did a great job on it. Yeah, and it's not the last time I'm reading for you guys. Like I said, tomorrow I will post the creepypasta reading on YouTube. I will announce it again in Discord as soon as I put it live. And then we always have from time to time the when I play games where we're reading loads. Maybe we can do something like this again in the future. I would have fun with that actually. But like always, I need, like I told you guys already, I need to find for that obviously writers that are okay with me reading out their stories. Or Luca and Spark got loads of more stories at this point. Then we have more options again. I just need to find Spark's name. I would love this. Yes. Yeah, it would be great. There you go. Okay, here we go. So yeah, in the announcement one, you can now find the links of them both, so you can see more of their works. Currently, I think Luca only has 1 live, but I'm pretty sure that there are coming more. I only remember today that I write Fanfictions, but I'm not sure if she only uses not safe fork, so I ask her for the future. Sure, like when she's okay with that, I would be happy to read more of the fanfictions. I also write, but for tiny fandom usually. That's no problem, Flutmond. Like you saw today, I don't have a clue about Skyrim, and I'm only know parts about Genshin. I'm not a pro in it, and I still read it out because like I read into it beforehand and always telling the people, like I did with Kavi, to I tell them a bit about the character, and so everyone's like, everyone knows about the characters. Even if it's small fandom, that's no problem. I just said an ad, so I didn't hear what you said. I said that you really smell today and should take a shower. No, I said that you can ask her and I would be happy to read the fanfictions. Thank you for gifting Kat a sub, darling. That's so cute of you. Oh damn, yeah, same to you. I just had a shower earlier. You can say same to me. No. I've been blessed. Kate is always a blessing. I mean, look at her. Yeah, so let's put the tablet away. Wait. We don't need that anymore. So, I had loads of fun reading today the fanfictions. Even that my throat is hurting a bit right now. But that's not because I read the whole stream over, but it's because that I read before the stream also loud out. I think that's a bad combination. But yeah, I'm super excited to show you guys tomorrow the creepypasta. It's an older one. It's from 2016, so I don't know if you guys know it. If you don't know it, we will see tomorrow. And on Friday, we're gonna play actually Slay the Princess that I got gifted by Optic. I'm super excited to play it because it was on my wish list, I think, since Kronk played it, because I got told then, oh my god, look at it, it's so cool. And then it came out on the 20th of October, and Optic was last week be like, hey, I got you something. Here, take my love. Yeah, so I'm super excited to play it on Friday. But yeah, we're through all the fanfiction we got for today. I would say we end today a bit earlier than usual, because I don't think for 20 minutes opening a game would be really worth it. Okay, chat. Should I end or should I play one singular, like not more round of Phasmo? Because that would fit in 20 minutes. Whatever you feel like. I feel like punching you, but you're too far away. I thought you want me to ask me to build a snowman. Damn, okay, I fixed that. Thank you. I come closer soon. That sounds like a threat. No, I think it would be better today than... I mean, do you want to build a snowman? No, because then my hands are getting cold. Kate is like, I got a paw for you. I give you clothes. Will there be pretty ones? I mean, at least give me pretty ones. You don't handle snow without clothes. I handle snow without clothes, but I don't like snow. Only pretties for you, dear. Thank you. I need to... Oh yeah, by the way, chat, I got some more tattoos. Like in real life. I really like them. But I need to cream them soon again. I feel that they need to cream them. Hi, Mousy! Hi, darling. I hope you're good. Nani? What optic? Optic! I can show you in 1 month. I can show you all my tattoos, but live. I'm very surprised for you. Wait, didn't you know that I have tattoos, or are you surprised that I got new tattoos? When I first got my tattoos, people... Yes, nope. I didn't know that. When I first got my tattoos, people will always be like, oh! Are they like glued on? Okay, play one Phasmo game, I heard. I didn't know that. I got my first tattoo when I was 18, actually. On my shoulder. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 tattoos now. Like if you count, because I got 3 little symbols, if you count it individually, I got 9. But yeah, I got some. Let's change the screen.
Welcome back. I've prepared some jobs for you.
I'm not prepared, wait. Okay, there we go. Baka. Now we're at the part of life again where you guys call each other Baka.
I've gathered a list of other hunters asking for help.
Lobby. Deep. Boop. Kojima's instantly be like, hey, I'm here because Rosie can die. Thank you for always your support, Kojima. Cat, you're terrible. Like Optic instantly was like, I'm opening Phasmo, and you're like, no. Terrible. Oh my god, I just saw the picture of Draco. I still want to touch him someday. But when I was last time there, he didn't want to be touched by anyone. One day, guys, one day.
Ah.
When I don't talk shit, he will think that I'm not alive.
Hi.
He will never know.
I have your stream on, by the way.
Fuck.
An idiot.
Hey, I tried, okay? I was good. You never let me do the fun things. Give me 1 sec. You even have 2 seconds optic.
No, Optic, I'll give you 3 seconds. Because I'm nice.
Nice.
Yeah, I am nice.
Sure.
That's the way, I like it. Oh, I hate everything.
The challenge of this week is
Nani?
terrible.
What is it?
No
Hello.
evidence.
Oh no! Oh, great.
Don't worry, we
Fantastic.
only playing one game, so there we don't play
Yeah, it's
challenge.
fine.
So challenge.
Oh gosh.
Did
But
you
for the
already play?
challenge we need-
Did you play the challenge?
Yeah, I already done it.
It's Optic. What
Was
do you
it
think?
fun?
He's obviously done it.
Yes.
Yeah, true.
So, auto ads. I need to clean after this my SSD
Ooh.
because I have so
because
much stupid space wasted on my SSD because I'm definitely don't have uh, installed only drivers on that because I have 20 gigabyte free space and my SSD is 270 gigabyte. So yeah, I think I have some trash on it that I can actually delete to actually try again later Alan Wake 2 out again.
Bye bye Spark. Thank you for visiting
Because
today.
that's a problem, because my HDD is way too slow to read all the data from the game and to give probably back the audio, because the audio is uh, kinda washed out or kinda delayed. So yeah. And also the textures took way too long to load.
Oh no, that's bad.
So yeah, I need to check later with a program to see what files I can actually delete and what files take the most storage.
Yeah.
Anyway, how are you guys doing?
But one question: when you clean up your SSD anyway, why did you need to give away the game when you then have space again on your SSD?
I don't know, because my other plan was to actually buy me from that money that I refund the game to buy me an actual SSD to install some games on it.
Ah.
That was my actually plan. But then one of my other friends that I was playing some Phasmo before has told me, how much space do you have left, or how big is the SSD, and then he also told me all your drivers didn't have like 230 gigabyte or so. So yeah, so then he told me about a program that I can use to actually scan the C drive to see what files I can actually delete to make some space left. Because I wanna play Alan Wake 2 because so far it's a nice game, but with the little bit of audio delay, it's kind of annoying sometimes.
Yeah. Okay.
Whoever was here must have summoned the ghost with a cursed object
So I need to check out that later. So
Cat, do you still
it's
have
the
my
new
stream
Mabel
open?
map, by the way. It's the new... Okay.
Is this just a normal nightmare game?
It's a nightmare
Huh?
game. Yes.
Okay.
It's a nightmare normal game, yeah, with a random map.
Forever looking out for Slenderman.
Forever and
I
always.
don't know if
Actually,
the
when
Slenderman
I
is-
did some research for the creepypasta, I got so many stories that like had Slenderman in them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he's a popular being, so
Yeah, but I think I got at least now one that I never heard of before. It was still a popular, it had a really good rating. So I don't know how I never could heard of it, but I think I got one
Was
that
on?
not everyone knows.
The tower is on.
Perfect.
the what's on?
The tower.
Okay.
The generator.
Oh, you bastard! Okay.
You found the ghosty?
I think he's over by the it's EMF 4 and he's over by the bathroom area.
Okay.
Like down this alleyway here.
Are you kidding
Oh.
me?
I heard a shower also. What is wrong?
Where are you, Rosie?
I don't know.
no,
I
no,
heard a
no.
shower.
Yeah, yeah. I found another bug.
Oh.
Okay.
You know my plant that is always sparkling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found it where I
Alright,
quench.
here's somewhere here in this room,
You found a
this-
glowing branch.
Yeah, and the
Yes,
thing is, like
yeah.
when I go on the other side
yeah.
of the branch is not even existing.
No.
Hey, but at least you're collecting the glowy objects.
But I found an object that it should be in here.
It's okay, it's okay.
No, it's not okay.
What, you don't want to collect glowy objects?
Can you please
It's
come
fine.
over to me and check if you also have it or if it's again a me
Okay,
problem?
whereabouts are you?
I'm at a blue tent.
You're at a blue tent.
Yes.
Oh, there you are. Hello.
Hi. Okay.
Okay.
You stand right where I am right now and look over to the fence. What do you see when you turn off the Do you see a branch glowing?
Yeah, like a glowing...
Yes.
Yeah?
And then you
Like-
go around on the other side and it just disappears. It's not even anymore on the tree.
It's not here, but it's on this side. It's a messed up texture. Wait, it's not even connected to anything.
Yes.
We all have a glowy object.
Now you know how depression feels like.
But this is good.
What is good?
It's
a-
like my hopes.
it's a
It's
ghost
like my
branch.
hope.
He
It's
also
like my
can
hopes
see
and
it.
dreams.
It's not a me thing.
It's like my hopes and dreams. I can see them in the distance. When I reach out to grab it, they're gone.
True.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not even attached.
Where the heck was the bathroom?
I have no clue.
Go towards the cauldron, and then it's around the corner. I need to get more items.
You got email 4 earlier, right?
Yeah.
Yes, because of the event.
Ah, okay, it was event.
Eventio.
Mm,
Am I stupid? Here.
did anyone of you get a book?
Yeah, I just picked one up.
No.
Okay, I'm getting a...
Oh, he's hunting. He's hunting. He's hunting. He's hunting.
So I
He's
don't know
fast.
about you, Rosie, but I
He's
think it's
fast.
hunting.
No, I
Okay,
think
I'm dead.
it's because it's Ghost Branch.
Oh yeah.
Can you die
true.
more silently? We hear you over here.
Could you do me a favor and just not die? Could you like come back to life somehow?
No.
Oh, that's a shame.
The ghost heated me. It's a fast ghost.
Where?
Okay.
Oh, you.
Fine.
There you are. Hello.
Hello there.
I took a picture of you.
Hello there.
Are you here? Where are you? How old are you?
The ghost is in the stall, in the bathroom.
Where are you?
Yeah. So that.
Oh,
That was quite eccentric of you.
That was a little bit dodgy.
Can
Should
you
we go and have a look
leave
at the camera?
Can you leave?
Yeah. I'm gonna go have a look at the
Are
camera.
you here? Where are you? How old are you? Okay, it's not replying. Well, yeah, that was really not fair of the ghost.
No. How dare it?
Oh, shock.
you're hunted.
Yes.
Hunting.
Yeah, it is. Please don't die.
I can promise that I don't know any hiding spots here.
Can you promise me to keep running?
I don't even know where I am.
That's a good thing. If you don't know where you are, the ghost don't know where you are. That's how it works, right?
Sure.
Yeah, exactly. It's back
See
in the
another
bathroom.
glowing
It's
object.
back in the showers. You're good. Still hunting. God. Oh, okay, it's over now.
Is it stop?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
I don't see any spirit orbs, ghost orbs on the camera.
I don't see the way out. Where am I?
What does it look like that's around you?
I see a pink tent.
Pink tent? You're probably in the middle then?
Fuck, it's hunting again.
I just came in.
Please don't find me. Please don't find me. I'm not even here, Ghosty.
I'm in a tent.
I'm hiding behind a
I'm in a big tent.
blue thing.
I don't know what that means.
Okay, so it's hunting a lot.
Yes. That might also be because we have no sanity.
We have no sanity?
I don't know, I can't tell. It's a nightmare.
Yeah, but we're not really long in here. But it would only be
Yeah,
if it
but
was a
he's
UA.
very, very fast.
Yeah, I hear him running once
I mean-
first.
I mean, me and Optic were around it while it was doing an event, so...
Yeah, but also was hunting when I was alone in there. And I was not there when it was doing events.
Hmm. Let me see. Okay, it's over.
I only noticed it was hunting because my flashlight started flickering.
Hmm.
At
just
least I
took some
found the courtroom
sanity.
now.
Hello. Hello there. Good
I have
day.
a question.
Same.
Optic, he was mean to me.
Who? The
The
ghost?
ghost.
Oh. Yeah, the ghost killed me.
And it's hunting again.
Don't die.
I died.
You're kidding me.
I'm gonna be honest, it was running
I'm seeing you live dying right now.
No, I'm gonna be honest, it was running really freaking fast around the corner.
I watched you live while you died.
So I don't know what ghost just runs really, really fast.
Revenant?
Just
But I think
maybe.
it's hard to tell because there isn't really much electronic near it.
Then we go with that.
Okay.
Bye, Ghosty. Bye, dead bodies of my friends.
Yes.
Farewell.
like, think about it. Every time we're leaving this and one person died or something, we're like, oh yeah, bye that body of the person that I used to know.
Oh, it was alright. Oh, okay.
Oh,
Welcome back.
Oh,
It was alright.
Ready for you.
I picked a revenant because it was very fast.
yeah, but righteous are also
No,
fast when there's no
Revenant-
electronic, I think.
Revenant is slow when he doesn't have anyone in his line of sight.
Yes, and he was always fast.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh well. We all
But hey,
failed
at least
anyway.
you played one round.
Woohoo!
Alright, good game.
We were not good at it, but we played. Oh.
Yes.
At least you survived, that's the main thing.
Yay!
Yay.
But yeah, thank you for joining this little round. Even
Yes,
that you
No
died
problem.
and cried.
I
probably
do
died.
that every day. Every day.
Yes.
Okay, Katima's sad because I didn't die.
Oh, that's a shame. I mean, he can write down a death, like, for me. Like, he can start
Kate, be more excited.
He can start deaths for me, if she wants. If that makes her happy.
You just doubled them in one night.
Yeah. I'll give her 100 deaths in one night.
Oh my god.
Just to make her happy.
You don't even play 100 rounds in one night.
Yeah, no, just get the tarot cards. Revive me, and then kill me again.
Nah, that thing I'm only doing with Optic.
Mm.
Wait, what?
What, reviving
Letting
Optic?
you die and reviving you 3 times.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was very, very fun.
Yeah, that's a you-me thing.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay,
dear.
then thank you for the nice rounds, and
Thank
then
you.
wish
I
you guys
hope
a
we
good
can
evening.
play soon again a bit more of than one round.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Mm,
But yeah, thank you for joining me. And
no
bye
problem.
bye.
No problem.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
So, thank you for joining me for this quick round for the end. I'm searching quickly someone to wait, darlings. And then we're gonna wait. Like I said, on Friday we're gonna be back with Slay the Princess. And then I will see what I will play next Wednesday. I didn't decide it by now, actually. I think the week after we only will have a Wednesday stream because I'm... Yeah, so next week will be 2 streams. The week after only 1 because I'm away with a friend in that time. But yeah, I will put that in my streaming schedule on Discord like always, so you don't need to worry. You always will know when I'm streaming and when I'm not. So let me go over and search someone to wait. I mute my headset for that. Thanks for the stream, it was really fun. I did a nice job as narrator was. Thank you so much. Thank you for the huggies, darling. I really hope that you will like the creepypasta that I upload tomorrow. I hope I found one that you guys will enjoy. Okay. Okay, let me go into this people stream. Okay, I think Nah, okay. I maybe found someone. Let me check that. Oh my god, I listened to the wrong person. I was so confused. Because it was having 2 people on the same time. Oh my god. That is super confusing. Okay. I lost the person. No. He's German. So many languages. Oh, that sounds fun. Okay, I found someone that makes fun challenges. We're gonna wait them. That sounds funny, actually. So, thank you like always for joining me tonight. I had a really great time reading for you guys. We see us on Friday for the Slay the Princess stream. And then we see us next week again. I still need to look what we play next week. But we will find some nice games to play. I still have a bunch on my list. I just need to figure out what I want to play next with you guys. Or I make a poll. I don't know. I will tell you. You will notice when I do a poll. So I don't need to tell you that. But yeah, again, thank you for joining me tonight. I'm really excited. We're only 2 more people away from the 500 followers. I'm really appreciate it. Thank you for your help, guys. And now we're gonna wait this darling who's doing some phasmophobia challenges. I really hope you will enjoy that. And we see us again on Friday. Have a great day. Have a great night. Whatever time it's for you. I hope you enjoy Olivia. And with that, my lovelies, I would say we're gonna start the wait. We see us on Friday again. And let's go. Love you.